Hey guys, welcome back to Andy's Dinosaur Reviews, and it is time to now customize another Mattel Jurassic World Hammond Collection figure. We are going to customize this. As you can see, we've got ourselves, there we go, for some reason the light didn't want us to look at it, but we've got the Dimetrodon. This is a figure that has fairly recently released, and as quickly as it has released, Marco Makes and Syrett Techs have already collaborated on a brand new head sculpt for the figure. So we're going to go ahead and replace the head with the new head, and then we'll give it a fresh coat of paint and stuff. So let's pop it out of the box really quickly. So here is the Hammond Collection Dimetrodon from Mattel, which in its own right is a pretty fun figure. You know, I have to give them props. There are definitely some issues with it, like the eyes being pretty lackluster overall, the glass eyes not working too well on this one, but it is still a pretty fun-looking figure. The worst area about it, though, as I'm sure many people have already noticed, would be the head sculpt. The head sculpt isn't exactly what you would look at as being screen accurate to the Jurassic World Dominion version of the Dimetrodon. So, of course, that's where Marco and Syrett Techs come in handy, as they went ahead and created a much better looking version of the head sculpt. Obviously, the jaw isn't placed in or anything quite yet, but you can already see how much more accurate the head sculpt is for the newer version from Marco and Syrett Techs. Now, to go ahead and do this, sometimes it's a little easier than other times to get the head off. With this one, thanks to Bradley Ford, actually, and Marco Makes for a video that they had put together, basically what we need to do is take our Dimetrodon, we're going to heat up some water, I'm going to put the head in it like this and just let it soak for around 30 seconds, I believe, was their suggestion. Then I'm going to pull the Dimetrodon out, and then I'm going to have to peel the side here over with some sort of a tool and then cut off the inside section. I will include a video in the description to Marco's video, which actually will show you exactly how to do this, but I'm going to do it off screen, especially because I'm super clumsy and I don't want to end up stabbing myself or something on screen. It's looking like it's going to be a little bit of a tricky situation. Sometimes it's easy, like the Raptors, you just kind of pop off and stuff. This one looks like it might take a little bit more work to get the head off, so I'm going to go ahead and get the head off, and then we'll come back and check it out from there. So here is our Dimetrodon that is now headless, and you can get a good idea as far as what the actual area inside of it looks like. You can also see that I did kind of end up jabbing it into there a little bit, but to give you a better idea of how you need to get this off, if you look on the inside here, there's like this solid piece that goes straight through that little opening. So you need to basically pry it open enough over that way that you can then get a razor knife down there to slice through that and then pry the head off. But as you can see, we clearly have the head of the Dimetrodon off now. The next step is going to be to heat this up a little bit so that we can pop this on, and we're of course going to use a hair dryer to do that. I'm also going to heat the lower jaw up and pop it into place, because as you can see, there's a little area for it to go up inside. There's these two little pegs, and you have to put the pegs into that hole right there, so it'll pop in like that. So I'm going to go ahead, get the head and neck on, get the jaw on, and then we'll check it out from there. So there we go. We've got the brand new head sculpt and neck and everything for our Dimetrodon on, and you can see again, it looks so much nicer than the older one. Dare I say, the detail on this Syrett Techs Marco Makes version is actually more vibrant and more crisp than what you see on the Mattel figure. So the head now almost puts the body to shame, but if you bring the other head in, you can see again such a drastic difference in quality, and on top of the quality, of course, the screen accuracy department, because this looks way better. Even if you actually open the mouth, look at how nice those teeth look compared to the other one. So now we are at the fun part. Now that we actually have it all put together and everything, we are going to go ahead and, of course, give this a brand new fresh coat of paint, because I could probably just keep it the way it is. And honestly, the coloration that they send you the head sculpt in isn't really that far off from the body. It's actually extremely close to the same color of the body, so it wouldn't take much when it comes to the paintwork to give it the same color and same look that we have for the body out, already. But what I want to do, of course, is just give it a bit more of a higher quality paint job to the best of my ability anyway. So let's go ahead. I'm going to give it a base coat in Territorial Beige, and then you can just follow along with me while I get it painted up. And here is the final product, my Dimetrodon, finished and honestly looking absolutely epic. Of course, in my opinion, I'm not trying to judge it on my paint apps or anything because, you would have to be the overall determining factor there when it comes to how good my paint apps look and stuff, but I think it turned out pretty good. I actually kind of was under the assumption that the Dimetrodon from Dominion was more of a greenish tone, and although it does have like some slight, very slight greenish tints to it, the majority of the Dimetrodon is actually more of a brown. When I had to go search for some images to really figure out the coloration of this guy, I did discover that, so definitely something interesting to take note of. But it is, again, a beautiful sculpt when you really do give it more lifelike, more realistic paint apps to it compared to what Mattel has given it. Again, the coloration is way nicer on it, and the sculpt looks way nicer on it than what originally we had from Mattel. Once you add this head sculpt on it, you can really see how nice it is. I'm not entirely sure if the underside sports the like reddish tone through the course of the underside. I kind of was basing this off of what I had seen in some promotional images, so I'm not positive, but I think I captured the overall coloration at least fairly decent But the thing that we're kind of trying to iron out is how good it looks with this new head sculpt. And you can see that head sculpt is way more accurate than what we had on it before. Just generally way nicer. I'm so much happier with this new version of the Dimetrodon than I was with the original, version from Mattel. And just like if we bring the Mattel head sculpt up here, and we take a look at the overall difference between the two, like, man, you don't realize how bad the head sculpt is for the Mattel Dimetrodon until you get one of these Marco Makes and Syrett Tech head sculpts on it, and then you can really see how crazy impressive the Marco version is and the Syrett Tech version is. But again, like I said, I'm pretty happy with my paint apps on it. Definitely happy with this new head sculpt on it. So if you guys are interested in customizing one of these for yourself, giving yourself a brand new, much more snazzy Dimetrodon from the Hammond collection line, and of course Marco Makes and Syrett Tech, I will include a link in the description to the eBay and Etsy shops of Syrett Tech, where you can acquire not only the head sculpt for this Dimetrodon, but tons of other stuff on there to replace on your Mattel figures and all sorts of really cool customs and stuff. So make sure you check the links in the description. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think of this, and of course, as always, like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.